next person is Mr. Anthony Ivan Earl. Anthony Ivan Earl was born the fifth child of the late Stanley and Rosalie Earl on December 5, 1959 in Columbia, South Carolina. He joined the Army right after graduating from Cayce High School in 1978. He served 12 years active duty and 12 years Army Reserve. His duty stations class was with several, his duty stations included the his duty stations, he received several awards, including the Kuwait Liberation Medal, the Southwest Asia Service Award, 2 Bronze Service Stars, and the Army Commendation Medal. He married his wife Carol in 1982, and they have 5 daughters and 9 grandchildren. After retiring from the military, he worked at Advanced Auto Parts and Harbor Freight Tools. He is a member of Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church and serves on the men's choir and leader of the Boy Scouts. He graduated from Limestone College with a bachelor's degree in business administration in 2007. Ivan is a pillar of the community and an incredibly involved, hands-on grandfather. All right.
Are we enjoying all of the history that we're hearing? Our next person will be Mrs. Gladys Hunter Etheridge Perry. Was born December 11, 1929 to the late Eugene and Jessie Hunter in Cayce, South Carolina. She passed on March 1st, 2020. She was one of 2 sisters and 2 brothers, and only had one surviving sister. And that surviving sister lived in our neighborhood, and it's Miss Frances Jackson. She presently has 8 surviving children and 39 great-grandchildren. She was active member of the Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church of Cayce. Later joined the Turner Memorial AME Church in West Columbia, where she served in various positions. She was well known in the Cayce community and was referred to as Mama Perry. She was employed by Brooklyn Cayce Grammar School No. 2 and later at the South Carolina Mental Health Department until she retired in the year of 1989. After retiring, she immersed herself in providing health care for individuals in need. She enjoyed planting and growing vegetables and flowers, which she often shared. Her affection was unconditional, and she spoke words of wisdom to all who would listen. Memories of her are cherished by all who knew her. My recollection, I've been in the neighborhood for about 31 years. I'm a Sultan, and I'm married into the Sultan family. I would pass her house as I'm going again to the garden, and she would tell me, she'd be planting in the yard, and she'd tell me that those that my husband would tell me, everybody called her Miss Mugga. That's what they called her, so Miss Mugga. And so as I passed and go through the garden, the garden consists of vegetables, but there is a box that's there in the garden that has flowers and plants in the memory and the honor of our florists, because these are people who love to plant. I called her my planting buddy because we love to plant. We love digging in the soil and the dirt. Mrs. Mugger was one of those pioneers of beautification before the current beautification board was started in Cayce. At this time, her son will come up to now be able to receive this plaque for Gladys Hunter Etheridge Perry.
Isola Washington Calhoun. Isola Washington Calhoun is a native of Cayce and was born on April 19, 1929. She attended Cayce Elementary School and graduated from Lakeview High School in 1947. She had many accomplishments at Lakeview High School, including graduating on the honor roll and being among the top in her class. She received a basketball scholarship to Benedict College and served as captain for 2 years. She was married to the late Staff Sergeant James O. Calhoun and lived in France, Japan, Illinois, and Missouri during his service career. After his retirement in 1969, she was hired as the first African-American employee for the South Carolina Industrial Commission, which is now known as SC Workers' Compensation Commission, where she remained for 25 years. Isola has been a devoted and active member of Mount Zion Missionary Baptist and has served in a variety of positions and presently holds the position of trustee emeritus. She is active in her Greenview community where she has lived for over 50 years, and she has been blessed with 3 children, 7 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren, 5 great-great-grandchildren, and 2 great-great-great-grandchildren. She remains in her 90s as one of the vocal and positive representatives of her family, church, and community. And we have her granddaughter Kimberly here to accept her certificate.
Next, we have Ella Rose Shivers Gladney. Ella Rose was born March 7, 1946 in North Orangeburg County to Cleveland Sr. and Willie Mae Charlie Shivers. Okay. Her family includes 2 brothers, moved to Cayce where she attended Cayce Elementary, graduated from Lakeview High School, where she was very active and had various positions. She has been a church musician for 50 years. She was the first African American to integrate Richland County Treasury Office. She was one of the many persons that spearheaded the 12th Street Extension project that's located here in Cayce, which saved many of our neighbors' homes in the Black community of Cayce. She has numerous community affiliations and has been involved in civil rights activism for a very long time, even in her teenage years. She has been married to Joe W. Gladney for over 54 years and have 2 sons, 7 grandchildren. After retiring, she followed her passion for baking, canning, and started her own home small business. She has received numerous awards for her baking, canning, crocheting. Ella Rose Shivers Gladney has always given her best to uplift everyone as we go along the way. I want to give homage to her because we did a Christmas traditions in Cayce. She was one of our vendors that was there, and we loved it that she was there with us. That was just one of the many things. She also have won a lot of awards from our state fair. When you have something in the state fair, those are individuals who have degrees in what they're doing. And so to be able to have someone to look over what you've done and say that you're the top, you're number one, first place, second place, third place, canning and baking and crocheting, those are things that so many people have done years and years and years, and they're still doing those. But Ms. Gladney is still doing that. I just want to just thank her just for being so close to me. And when I moved in this neighborhood, and the pastor of New Life Baptist is here, and so they took me in, and even though my church is Second Nazareth in Columbia, they told me, bring your babies, and if your husband is gone, bring your babies and we'll take care of you, along with my family, my Sultan family, who's here with us today. And so, Ms. Gladney, I just want to tell you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, this is the end of our presentation. I just want to throw this out before Andy takes over. As I spoke to some of the other folks in the audience, we are always looking for Cayce Legends in February. Don't wait until January to send it to us, Dr. Wise. But it is not anyone that has any kind of national prominence, which is possible, but we really just want to have the everyday people, places, and things here in Cayce that we all grew up with. All you have to do is get in touch with Andy Thomas, who's the curator of the museum, or any of the committee members, and we will help you write it up, and we will post you on February. We do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of every year. And we want to thank you all for coming and supporting us.
I hope everybody had a great time tonight. Learned a little bit of history. And I want to invite you out to our museum. You can learn a little more history. And we just opened up our African American Legends of Cayce exhibit at our museum in February. But we got a whole bunch of other exhibits there that tell the history of this area. We'd love to have you come out. We're open Tuesday through Friday from 9 to 4. We're open on Saturdays from 10 to 2. There is a small fee. It's $3 for adults, $2 for seniors, $2 for those with a military ID, and $1 for children 12 and under. And we do special programs, so make sure you follow the Cayce Historical Museum on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we're also on Twitter or X. And we just love having people come out and learn more about the history of Cayce, and we love doing programs like this. And we thank you very much for being out here this evening. Have a great evening, folks. You've been invited to come up here and look at the plaques that are on this table here, and also invited to share in the punch and the cake, which is right outside in the lobby here. So please help yourself and enjoy the evening.